Well, good morning, everyone. Today is Saturday, March 21st, and welcome to our daily devotional for today. We're going to be reading from Ephesians 5, but before we get there, let's just take a moment to pause together and reflect on what are you grateful for the last, something in the last day, or maybe in the last 24 hours. Where have you found yourself drawn towards what's good and beautiful, towards what's joyful and bringing peace in your life? What's drawn you closer to God in the last 24 hours? Let's just take a moment to pause and reflect on that. Our passage for today is Ephesians 5, verses 8 to 14. For you were formerly darkness, but now you are light in the Lord. Walk as children of light. For the fruit of the light consists in all goodness and righteousness and truth, trying to learn what is pleasing to the Lord. And do not participate in the unfruitful deeds of darkness, but instead even expose them. For it is disgraceful even to speak of the things which are done by them in secret. But all things become visible when they are exposed by the light. For everything that becomes visible is light. For this reason it says, "Awake, sleeper, and arise from the dead, and Christ will shine on you." Let's read that again. For you were formerly darkness, but now you are light in the Lord. Walk as children of light. For the fruit of the light consists in all goodness and righteousness and truth, trying to learn what is pleasing to the Lord. And do not participate in the unfruitful deeds of darkness, but instead even expose them. For it is disgraceful even to speak of the things which are done by them in secret. But all things become visible when they are exposed by the light. For everything that becomes visible is light. For this reason it says, "Awake, sleeper, and arise from the dead, and Christ will shine on you." Well, let's begin. What stands out to you about that passage? What do you notice? What draws your attention? In particular, what do you discover about God, or what's something that you discover even about yourself or about humans? Let's take a moment to pause and reflect on that. The passage says, quoting from the Old Testament, quotes a verse that says, "Awake, sleeper, and arise from the dead, and Christ will shine on you." Where, as you approach prayer, as you approach your day today, where do you feel in need of Christ shining on you? Where are you feeling like you might be asleep and that you would need sort of to spiritually even wake up and experience the light and love of Jesus shining on you? Where's that for you today? You know, for many of us, we're going to be in situations during this current, crisis or situation where we find ourselves out of routine. And when our routines are disrupted, we're much more common to be drawn towards sort of things that are in the darkness. Yes, we find ourselves maybe with more free time, or our schedules are highly disrupted, our routines are gone, And that instability can often draw us to lean on things for satisfaction or for a sense of self-worth or something that maybe we otherwise wouldn't do, or that we otherwise are able to sort of tamp down in our lives. Let's pause and consider, where might that be for you? What might be one of those things that you're drawn to go to for joy or whatever that otherwise you might not have because of your scheduled disruption or the disruptions of your life in this season? What's one of those things? And just be honest about that with yourself, and maybe try to bring that honesty to God about that. Again, when there's so much that's unstable like is today in our current situation, there's so much that's unstable, so much of our routines are disrupted, there's so much uncertainty, we find that we really, what's really important to us by what begins to be taken away. And we find what we value, maybe we didn't even realize you value, because there's insecurity around it or instability around it. Where have you found yourself most anxious about sort of the uncertainties and instabilities or flexibilities required in our current situation? And what do you think what are you learning from that? How can you bring that to Jesus today? Let's read the passage one more time. For you were formerly darkness, but now you are light in the Lord. Walk as children of light. For the fruit of the light consists in all goodness and righteousness and truth, trying to learn what is pleasing to the Lord. And do not participate in the unfruitful deeds of darkness, but instead even expose them. For it is disgraceful even to speak of the things which are done by them in secret. But all things become visible when they are exposed by the light. For everything that becomes visible is light. And for this reason it says, awake, sleeper, and arise from the dead, and Christ will shine on you. Not only does the light of difficult circumstances, or the circumstances we're in that we're facing today, like act as a light revealing what's important to us in our lives, but also it says here that we are children of light, that we are children of God. God is love and God is light. And it says here that we are light in the Lord. How do you feel about that? How do you think about the idea that you are light in the Lord, that you are children of light? Spend the remaining time that we have together, the next few minutes, just being present to Jesus about that. It means that as children of the light, that you carry sort of even the same DNA that he does, that God does as light and love, and that we're sort of carrying that on. So just be present to that, and spend some time talking to the Lord about that and about any other needs and requests that you may have going on in your life as you begin and set out on this day. Let's take a few more moments to do that together. Well, friends, may the God of all hope give you peace and joy and abundance today. Have a blessed day.